Hello to my aquas. You all asked for a bonus video, and here it is. All right, bonus video for this week. So y'all got a video already, but you asked for a bonus one. I don't mind. Like I said, I'll put some bonus videos up over here, and then we'll have some other ones on the membership side. You all also have your closing out this cycle video over on the Patreon side for those of you all who are over there. So we're going to put everybody else's video up over there as well. So let's jump into this. This is a bonus video. So you may be watching this video on the March 16th, right? So the moon is still in Libra, so it does affect your kidneys in a good way though, because then it's just really trying to balance you out from within. My readings are for Vedic and tropical astrology or sidereal astrology, covering that as well. So but yeah, the moon is in Libra and it's a waning gibbous moon, so we're still in the full moon phase during this eclipse season. All of these videos are timeless. The only reason I'm mentioning what phase we're in, the season that we're in, which is an eclipse season, because after this, when we get to the new moon in Aries that's coming up on the 29th of March, that's the same day as the solar eclipse, right? So for those of you all who like to write down dates, but all of these readings are timeless. Right now, Venus and Mercury are retrograde. Retrograde does not mean planets move backwards, and nor do they move at a slower pace. So you want to slow down. Venus is that planet of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. It rules Taurus. Taurus rules second house. Second house is all about personal resources, money, habits, possessions, value, financial security, self-worth, income. In other words, Venus is really about self-worth and self-love, right? And it also rules Libra. That's the seventh house, and that's marriage, relationships, partnerships, business, contracts, inner desires, and also enemies. So it will reveal who your enemies are, because on the dark side of Venus, it's vain, vengeful, green with envy. So by now, since we're in the year 9 is the death rebirth. We've left the year 8, that's 2024. 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. We left the year of 8. 8 is a karmic number, but it's also the money exchange number, right? So that's a light side of 8, but the dark side of 8 is people who have succumbed to passive and powerless behavior, and energies who are egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. So those are karmics, right? People who have not resolved something in their spirit as it relates to themselves, right? And trying to loop you into something. So it's a good idea to slow down and know what these plans. I have an entire retrograde series on my second channel. The link is below in the description. But this is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is on my website, QueenAmunRa. Like I said, Mercury is also retrograde. That's the communication and messenger planet. It rules Gemini. Gemini rules third house. That's the house of early education, intelligence, sibling interaction, logic, reason, communication skills, short trips, hobbies. That's when you hear travel, trade, commerce. That's why you hear people say, you shouldn't travel during. It's not necessarily like third-party information, because it can be like, think about it logically. If somebody's telling you shouldn't travel during Mercury retrograde, maybe the other cars and the buses and trains and travel industry didn't get the message, right? You should slow down and pay more attention to how messages go out, how you're traveling, how you're communicating. Like, you should slow down, right? Because like planets don't move backwards, they move at slower pace. It also rules Virgo, and we just had a full moon in Virgo. Virgo rules sixth house. Again, that's the house of health, work habits, daily routines, fitness, pets, service to others, diet, spiritual practices. So again, slow down, pay attention to all those things. Let's jump in. All right. I've already prayed over your cards, already cleared the space, already asked Most High God for complete and total clarity. So now that we got all of that, I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, because you already have a pretty lengthy video already out there, Aquarius, getting you prepared for this week. Some good news. A lot of good news is coming down for a lot of people, because a lot of people are really getting geared up for what they will consider as their official new year. Not necessarily going by the calendar year, the Gregorian calendar year, the 1st of January, but a lot of people are considering their new year coming up after doing some, this first full moon that we had in Cancer, that wolf moon. So you were able to identify who is running with what pact. Light wolf energy, dark wolf energy. Then that second full moon we had was in Leo. And we're not talking about any Cancers or Leos, but Cancer rules, Cancer rules 4th house. 4th house is about family, home life, sense of security, ancestry, care, traditions, inner emotions, maternal figures, pets. You found out who was running with whom in your family, you know, that area. And then and Cancer is ruled by the moon, right? So we're not talking about any Cancers that you know. And then in February, we had a full moon in Leo. Leo rules 5th house. And so 5th house is all about romance, creativity, children, projects, fun, self-expression, hobbies, what makes you feel good. And so coming out of the full moon in Cancer, where you all went in to create, you found out who was running with whom, who was, you know, once you came out of that hermit mode, because the symbol for Cancer is a hermit crab mode. Once you came out of hermit mode and you all excited, feeling rested and feeling like you're in good spirits, you found out, you know, who was running with whom, who was on whom's side, who was this and that. So you got everything that you need to get at this point, Aquarius. So hopefully that was a quick, you know, a quick Cliff Notes lesson for those of you all who are trying to learn about houses, and the fact that you all rule 11th house as a house of friendships, community, goals, hopes, wishes, awareness, humanitarianism, technology, the future. And by now, if you've been tuned into my channel, your calling is in your 10th house. That's North Node. There is greatness inside of me. Say it. There is greatness inside of me, meaning you have a calling on your life. Answer the call. Answer the call. You got everything you need on the inside of you to answer the call on your life, no matter what your age. If you're still breathing, you're above ground, there's a call on your life that you should be answering. So there is still time. There is still time. You can be retired. It doesn't matter. A lot of people are still finding their call in their lives. We're in the year 9. And Source needs you to see something from a higher frequency. 9, the 9th card in Tarot in the major arcana is Sagittarius' card. We're not talking about Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the largest planet, the planet of good fortune, opportunity, growth, right? So this is an opportunity for you to grow in higher education, philosophy, because 9th house is over higher education, philosophy, law. That's also spiritual law, religion, travel, ethics and morals, personal beliefs, spiritual beliefs. This is an opportunity for you to grow in those areas. So when you think about your North Node, you're like, okay, you've expanded your knowledge in those areas. So when you're operating when you answer the call in your life, like I said, even if you're retired, you feel like, okay, you know you were qualified for that. Source already qualified, so you're not even going for an interview on a job that human created, because you're already qualified. It's just rolling right on off your tongue. You have the life experience already. So yeah, you've already made all the sacrifices. There it is. So you don't need to be sacrificed anymore. That is why you are crystal clear. You've made enough sacrifices. You are qualified for what you were called to do, right? So you don't need to be sacrificed anymore. Somebody is a light high priestess. You've already gone through the dark night of the soul and stepped into the light. You're a light high priestess. And this, I'm talking to men and women, Aquarius. So that's how you're sharpening your gifts. That's how you're sharpening your gifts. You've already gone through enough life experiences. A lot of you all have psychic gifts and may have been too afraid to even tap into those psychic gifts. But you have a lot of support out there. They see it. They even have these books in the store, right? This is a Let's Color Tarot, a meditative art therapy book with over 45 intricate designs. They even have these books in stores, you know, for adults and kids, right? So maybe years ago they didn't have them in stores. So if you were talking about light high priestess energy, Maybe you felt like, oh my God, you know, you can't talk to certain people about it, but today you can, right? So you've already made, your ancestors have already made, that's why you're thanking your ancestors. You're grateful to your ancestors for the sacrifices that they made when they would tell you in little ways through scriptures and through their dreams that they had about numbers, or some they had dreams about fish, or they, you know, had a dream about something, right? So you have big money coming across your path. There's a lot of money coming across your path for your gifts. You made a lot of sacrifices, so get your rest. Get your rest. You made a lot of sacrifices, right? Because things are about to speed up for you. They're about to speed up for you, and you're gonna see it. You're going to see it in everyday life. You're going to see it. So Source really needs you to get away from karmics. Get away from karmics. I gave y'all enough information in just that first 5 minutes of this opening of the houses, of the planets that are currently retrograde. The moon is in a waning gibbous moon in Libra. It affects your kidneys, right? And we're talking about in the function of the kidneys in your body. You know what that does. Your kidneys, your skin, your veins, your urinary bladder, what it does for your body is helping to continue to flush things out. We just had a total lunar eclipse, which a lunar eclipse in general is about letting go, right? But a lunar eclipse is also ancestral and childhood traumas can come up during that time. But things that can happen to you right now can connect you back to that. So for an example, and I mentioned it in the previous reading, that's why I want to keep this kind of short, is let's say, for instance, you work with somebody and all of a sudden somebody is like a lunch thief. Like they walking around stealing cookies out of people's bags of lunch, cookies and desserts and, you know, sandwiches and stuff like that. You're like, what in the world? Who in the world is bold enough to steal people's lunch? But for you, that could be triggering. It could take you back to your childhood where people may have stolen your lunch when you were a kid. For some people, it may just be just annoying, right? For another person, it may be like, well, they may need it more than I did, you know. But for you, if, you know, maybe y'all didn't have a lot, that could have, you know, been traumatic for you, right? So that's what I'm saying. It can tie you back to that. And so, but it can also, as an adult, you can do something about it, and that can take you to, you have more resources. Like, for instance, you may want to toss it into a burning bowl, journal about it, toss it into a burning bowl, schedule an appointment with your therapist. It's stuff you can do about it now, you know, besides let it just live inside of you, right? So same thing with this right here. You're saying you've already made enough sacrifices to not let it just sit inside of you. You can release some things. So by Tuesday, the moon is going to be moving into Scorpio. Scorpio, a moon in Scorpio affects our genitalia area, like in the sacral chakra area. And that's where the creativity is. So when you think about like past romantic relationships, or who you may have spent time with, or the jobs where you worked on, where you may have created friendships and those kind of things, again, tying it into, you know, those houses that we mentioned, again, it's going to let you release some of those things instead of you feeling like, okay, I got to put a red mark over some of the faces in your yearbook. You can say, okay, are you still repeating a pattern of who you date, who you befriend, those kind of things? Okay, that's something that you want to look at and say, okay, I got to start repeating a pattern. You've already been through enough sacrifices. You've already gone through a dark night of the soul. You're enlightened about things. That's also sharpening your spiritual gifts. By now, you should know colors, certain words, phrases, identifiers, certain things where you're saying now, okay, I know what it is now, by just a physical appearance, or what people are saying, or a particular spirit, or if I'm replaying a conversation over my mind. In meditation, I'm getting downloads and memories. A lot of different things are indicators. So I see you have this, you have a very rich legacy, a very, very rich legacy here. So this is what Source is saying. I'm giving you a new legacy. I'm giving you a new legacy, and I'm detaching you from karmic energies, people who have succumbed to passive and powerless behavior, and energies who are egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. Quickly, I'm detaching you from those energies, so get your rest. Right? I'm detaching you from a lot of confusion, where there were energies who chose to believe lies about you. lies about your spiritual gifts, and then chose to sacrifice you, or chose to jump on a bandwagon of you being sacrificed because of your gifts. There is greatness inside of you, right? You know your worth and you know your value. So source is you are, like I said, you're breaking for sure, because Neptune right here connects us with somebody's psychic abilities, right? Okay, a few more minutes here. So definitely your psychic abilities. And so with source is breaking you away from energies who don't believe anything unless they see the physical existence of things. It's like you speak things into existence and you believe it before you see it. This is how strong someone's faith in the creator is, right? And things are coming to fruition. And so it looks like there's some energies who, like I said, decided to sacrifice you because they did not see the money. They didn't believe in your vision. They didn't believe in your dream, even though in the past, again, with your psychic abilities and your psychic dreams, things came to pass. You believed in certain things in the past. And so you're, again, in this year of 9, recognizing that those are karmics. Those are distractions for you. They still have some things unresolved in their spirit as it relates to money, but you don't. And source is saying you are good enough and you are worthy. This right here, this is Virgo rules 6th house. And so something as far as health, work habits, daily routines, fitness, pets, service to others, diet, spiritual practices. Those were the things that you've already made enough sacrifices for, and so that they don't have to be sacrificed again. Your pets don't need to be sacrificed again. Your diet doesn't need to be sacrificed with the emotional eating, right? Your fitness doesn't need to be sacrificed, right? Your daily routines don't need to be sacrificed again, because people only want to see just the physical existence of stuff, money, right? Your work habits don't need to be sacrificed again. Your health doesn't need to be sacrificed again. Your service to others don't need to be sacrificed again, right? So source is saying get your rest, because stress can kill you when you're around energies who, like I said before, they just looking for quick money. This is a quick progression of some things. They just looking for quick money. They just latch on to whoever's bringing in the fastest money. I'm talking to men and women, Aquarius. And source is saying you don't want to align yourself with energies like that, because it does require faith, and source will air out a room to expose energy. So I definitely see you being very, very successful. Source is speeding things up, but source had to slow things down for you to expose everything around you so that you can make a decision, because we are free will, right, Aquarius? That's all of us. I'm talking to you wherever Aquarius is in your birth chart. So you're closing out a cycle. Something has been fulfilled, and what has been fulfilled is that source exposed, what was karmic in you, but also what was karmic in other people. So somebody, you were an overgiver of your time around energies. Way too much time given. You invested way too much time around energies. Certain work families, certain whatever family means to you. It's not always blood relatives. Some people have really good relationships with blood relatives, so we're not talking about just blood relatives. When I say family, I mean it could have been work family. Some of y'all stayed on jobs, work family, that you weren't even called to do, because maybe you were programmed to believe, okay, don't leave that job because you gotta stay there because whatever reason. For whatever reason, it's whatever. It's because this is a general reading. So, but anyway, source is saying get your rest, because things are speeding up for you. Things are speeding up for you in your calling. Yeah. So, here's a justice card. This is Libra. Libra rules 7th house, right? Like I said, 7th house is all about marriage, relationships, partnerships, business contracts, inner desires, enemies. And like I said, Libra's ruling planet Venus. Venus is currently retrograde. It's about self-love and self-worth, right? So somebody definitely had two energies that showed themselves as being an enemy to you. Two energies that showed themselves as being enemies to you. Here we have the Chariot card. And so somebody could have been at a crossroad at some point, or you may be at a crossroad and trying to decide who those two types is. Two types of energies. It's not always two energies, but two types of energies that you considered as family, whether they were blood relative, family, married into, worked with, whomever. Two types of energies. The number two connects us with the peace. Connects us with peace. These energies showed themselves as enemies. They were exposed as enemies because they were on the dark side of the number two. In other words, they chose to disrupt your peace. They chose to disrupt your peace. So again, through the number 8, succumb to passive and powerless behavior, or egotistical, materialistic, and forceful when it came to material possessions. And for that, source is saying you won something. You've already won something. So there is greatness inside of you, all Aquarius. Is ready to close this out. You know exactly who it is. This owl sitting on a ledge, knowledge, owl. So you know exactly who it is, and you're at the top of this right here, and that's why source is saying, and other people know who it is, right? So yeah, so I definitely feel like somebody is getting married, whether it's married to a job, or when I say marriage could be to a job, a contractual agreement in terms of a job or romantic situation. But I do see your money growing, so congratulations. I do see your money growing. So I see your money growing. Yeah. And then here we have this right here. But you're free. You're free. You're definitely free. Somebody was planted to kind of sort of, somebody was definitely planted to listen to everything, you know, to just kind of sort of pay attention to everything, right? You know, somebody was definitely planted. Here we have, and so 7, 8, 9. So you definitely won't be going back. Yeah, there was a plant amongst some energies to pay it to listen to everything that was said about you, all Aquarius, and so they know all too well some of the things that you don't even know. They know all too well, and how there were two karmics, or two types of karmics, who were actually paid to cause your money to take a significant dip in your money. So like I said before, I'm saying, like I said, all for financial independence. But so like I said, there is greatness inside of you. People know that. Let's close it out. Let's close it out. All right. Continue on with some good news here. Continue on with some good news, Aquarius. Like I said before, this is not back in the days where you put a big red X over pictures in the yearbook. It goes much deeper than that spiritually. Like I said, you made a lot of sacrifices as a light high priestess, but this is just part of what you all had to go through. Just light high priestess in general is your gifts, your spiritual gifts. And there are energies that will say you probably gave way too much time. Like some people say you just invested way too much time with energies, right? So somebody was bored, they were immature, they were procrastinating, you know, just lack of direction, and just decide, like I said, what is the saying? Idle time is the devil's playground. Idle time is the devil's playground. And somebody, just like I said before, you know, so for you, like I said before, for you, you're free. You're free from all of the shade. You're free from all of the shade. Somebody's going to feel like a teenager again, looking at your cards here. You're free from all of the shade. You're definitely not going backwards. I definitely feel like somebody's going to be, you know, you're free to travel again. And I do see, if that was an issue for somebody, I see you being free to travel. I definitely see a window of opportunity. See this window right here, window of opportunities. You have a lot of good information coming across your path. You're free to travel. Window of opportunity is just huge for you all to meet people, to do a whole lot of things. You all may feel, because I'm looking at this fire here, maybe energy is trying to astral project into your lives. I feel like somebody maybe end up marrying a high priestess. And that could be a man or woman, by the way. High priestess, and remember it's tarot genderless, right? It could be a man or woman, but somebody who is also highly intuitive as well, right? But somebody who has also gone through some dark times themselves to step into the light. They've done the shadow work. right? But you got a message that's coming through. Definitely got a message that's coming through about, you know, some energies who chose to sacrifice you after you have already gone through enough sacrifices, and cause you some major dips in your money, major dips in your money, Aquarius, right? So, but something has been fulfilled between you and someone. So travel, fulfillment, harmony, completion, accomplishment here. And so, like I said, I see you being very, very successful. Anything else, Source? Anything else for my Aquarius here? Two of Swords. And so, for some of you all, it could feel like a difficult decision to cut off two energies. But at this point, I don't know that it'll be difficult for you all. Like I said, I feel like there could be some astral projection into some of you all's dreams. For some of you all, some energies may try to astral project into your dreams. And these could be energies that are now saying that a lot of things are on the upswing for you all. And I mean, seriously, on the upswing for you all. That people are the news is starting to travel about your gifts. And that for those of you all, for instance, if you're working, like maybe some of you all are reading cards, some of you all are doing divination, some of you all are reading palms, maybe y'all are reading coffee, some of you all are reading candle, wax, whatever you're doing as readers, whatever kind of work. Some of you all are doing psychic work, some of y'all are Reiki masters and healers, whatever kind of work you all are doing, healing work. Some of you all are medical professionals, but whatever it is that you all are doing, it's catching on. A lot of you all have answered the call on your lives, and it's catching on. And for those energies who things were not moving fast enough for them, Source had to just clean house so that you could see some things yourself. Source had to literally slow things down for you so that you could see it yourselves, Aquarius, so that you could really see it yourselves. So here we have the Eight of Swords here. Yeah. So that you could see it yourself. Yeah. Source had to slow it down so you can see it yourselves. Source had to really let some energies be disrespectful to you in your face, you know, for you to stop talking to certain energies, for you to get some downloads through your nightmares, for you to start going back through your mind and just see how, you know, energies really saw themselves and how they projected that onto you. So when I say astral projecting through your dreams and you starting to remember some things, you just like, wow, you really just did not know, you know, again, you not slowing down and you just working and just trying to I don't know, like making many sacrifices. And for some of you all provide, I don't really know, but I do see, here's the Eight of Cups here. I see you tossing some things into a burning bowl and moving on. So take it however it resonates. If it resonates, it resonates for you. But this is going to be a great week for you all. You got big money coming across your path. I do see somebody being financially independent, and I do see a new legacy coming across your path, and your money growing, and Source is balancing some things out. Source is definitely balancing some things out, you know. But yeah, expression. Express yourself, your creative self. Express your creative self. So open your heart and connect with others. And I feel like some of you all may have already been doing that in terms of your duality, right? So, but don't you lose your vigilance here. You know, don't forget about your dual nature. A lot of you are incredibly funny, but you're definitely shedding. The scales from your eyes are now have been shedded, right? But remember, a lot of you all have had a spiritual awakening or a Kundalini experience. And however long it took. A lot of times people will say they're the same, but a spiritual awakening, sometimes it just takes a little longer. Sometimes it takes you, depending on who it is. Remember, the devil can come in many different forms, and you don't really know what people's temptations are, because the devil is the tempter. And so you don't have to demonize people, because we're all in human form, right? We're all in human form. You can forgive whomever for whatever, but you don't have to be the fool in reverse, right? You don't have to throw it in reverse. You don't have to keep going back and being a fool, right? You can be a fool upright, meaning saying that you can start a new cycle, close out the cycle and move on, right? So the scales from your eyes have been removed, And yeah, it's time to wake up. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. And part of waking up from a nightmare is not to keep talking about the same thing over and over and over again. Not even, like I said, that would be part of throwing it in reverse, right? Here we have star power. You have star power. Step into the spotlight. Yeah, that's part of spell work. There are energies who want you to keep talking about the same trauma over and over and over again, Aquarius, right? So social status, don't get arrogant, with any social status here. Yeah, and I don't think that you all would. You are independent, so don't depend on others. Manage your money yourself. Independence guarantees security. Yeah, be an auditor yourself of your own wealth, right? So limitations, like let go of your worries. Let go of your worries, right? Yeah, and so you have a guardian angel watching over you. Definitely have a guardian angel watching over you. Hopefully this has been some good news for some of you all. Hopefully it's been some good news for you. Like I said, you hear the term new devils, new levels. I tend to think new levels, same devils come in many different forms. It just, because everybody, just depending on who's willing to host a party for the devil, right? Just willing to host, who's willing to host the party. And what it is, it can be anybody at any given moment, really. It really can. So that's why you forgive people. You don't have to hold a grudge. You're just not holding space for that. Somebody has already been through enough nightmares in your life. So stop talking about it. Journal it. After a while, you're going to get tired of tossing things into a burning bowl. We do have burning bowls, by the way, for those of you all who want burning bowl. You can just send me a text message, 202-460-3205, for those of you all who want one. Or you can go get it wherever you want to. But after a while, you're going to get tired of tossing stuff into a burning bowl. Your neighbors are going to be like, are they having a cookout every single day? I mean, every time you turn around, there's smoke going on over there. But it's more of a spiritual ceremony of just like, it's not going to hurt them. It's just more for you to just say, you're taking a minute to journal some things that you just want to release. It's just a form of release. It's a spiritual release of just like, I'm just releasing this. After a minute, you get tired of writing the same thing over and over and over again. Like, oh my God, this is on redundancy. This is repeat. Time to move on, right? Yeah, participate. So don't confuse intention with entitlement. The entitlement is to demand from the world and leaves with nothing. But the world is rich, and so are you. So are you. Yeah, you're rich with, you invest in energies. You've invested with energy. So you're not a person who is you're definitely not an energy who is just kind of sort of okay. You don't invest time with energy. So people can never tell that lie. So you love deep, you love hard, Aquarius. You hear that a lot. So where there's hope, don't believe that the past defeats or disappoint will keep you from succeeding. True success grows from the lessons, right? So a hopeful heart never gives up. A hopeful heart never gives up. I feel like somebody is getting married. In love or in business. But yeah, things are in your favor. Big time. Yeah, raise the bar. Raise the bar. I know there was some layer on the thing, but raise the bar. So when you set higher standards for the people and situations in your life, you create space for new levels of joy and abundance. Raise above old patterns, right? So you operate without any agenda. You have pure love, and everything you have and dreamed of will happen when you are ready to give love without expecting anything in return. True love, true givers receive, right? So be ready to receive, Aquarius. You all are givers. And so learn how to receive. You all have deposited a lot of energy into the universe. Be ready to receive. Source is trying to give you all a different life. I'm talking about a much softer life, a richer life, a wealthier life. If you all could get back what you have invested in other people, y'all would be multi-billionaires by now, for real, right? So here we have perseverance. You have the power within yourself to conquer any challenge and come out stronger on the other side. Trust in your resilience and your ability to persevere. Your ancestors have invested a lot in you, Aquarius. They've invested a gigantic, big old heart in you all. So it's time for you all to go ahead and move on. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this has been helpful. Make it a fantastic week, Aquarius, but I know you will. All right? Bye.